Hi everyone, I'm Nancy Quinn. I have a new recipe that I'm really excited to show you. I've been working on it for a few days and it has a really cute story attached to it. This cookie recipe was inspired by this photograph. This is a little bobcat that likes to visit our place, and he's been around a few times, and my daughter snapped a few photographs of him. And when I shared it through my social media, everybody just fell in love with him. And within a day or two, I had another cute little photograph that someone sent me. It's a dear friend of mine, Janie. And she said, "Nancy Quinn, I see little cat paws coming up to your house." Well, since the photo is this really nice looking cookie, everybody liked it and talked about it, and it spurred a lot of conversation. So I started thinking to myself, I bet I could come up with my own recipe that would be really cute to match this photograph. So I went to work in my kitchen. It took me 3 or 4 tries to get something that I really wanted to present to you, because you know that I experiment in my kitchen. All the recipes are original, and if it isn't fabulous, I'm probably not going to share it with you. But this one is definitely one I think you're going to want to make. Not only does it taste great, but it's really cute. So let's get started with the ingredients. You're going to need 1 cup of butter, 1/3 a cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, 1 egg, 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1/4 a cup of almond flour, 1/4 a cup of ground pecans, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of flour. This will be just an all-purpose flour. So now that we have our ingredients, let's get into the kitchen and get baking. I've already placed my egg and vanilla in the bowl. I'm going to add the butter and the sugars, and then we're going to beat it all together. So let me get these in. All right, so here's the butter. I'm now putting in the white sugar and the brown sugar. Well, it came out in a clump, didn't it? Now I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to use my beater, and we're going to cream these together so that it's nice and fluffy. But don't overbeat it because your butter will begin to separate and you're not going to like that. So let's give this a try here. So the next thing we want to put in are both of our flours and the salt. Now I've just, for the convenience of my own, I have just mixed them into 2 bowls here. We're going to go ahead and put these in. So the almond flour, the all-purpose flour, and the salt are in these 2 bowls. All right, give me another second to get these mixed. I really want it well incorporated. And then after that, we'll be ready to put it into the pans. I finished mixing, and I did stir in the pecans that have been ground. You can see what a beautiful texture you get from all of this butter. It's going to end up similar to a shortbread cookie, but when it bakes, it will not be hard or tough. You're going to have a very tender and soft kind of cookie, but with enough body to hold up the little pattern and designs we're going to make with the chocolate chips. So you've heard people always tell you not to play with your food, but we're going to break that rule today, and we're going to have a lot of fun playing with this food. So let me get the pan set up next. It's going to be easy to make our little bobcat paws. We just take out, you can, depending on how large you want to make them. I'm thinking maybe a tablespoon or so of dough. We're going to roll it up between our hands, which have just been washed, I assure you. And
not mine.
Yeah. You're trying to frighten me. So we'll put it on the pan. I would press it out just a little bit, like this. And then you're going to put a little dent in where the paw pad is going to go. You can use a spoon, you can use your thumb or your knuckle, right around like that. And if you want to get really creative, you can shape some little toes like this. You don't have to, being an artist, I probably can't help myself. I've already preheated my oven to 375, and these cookies are going to bake for about 11-12 minutes. You'll want a nice golden color on the edges, and that's when you know when they're done. I've just taken these out of the oven. Aren't they beautiful? The first thing you want to do now is to put your chocolate chips in to make the little toes. Now, a trick I learned after trying to make this recipe several times is I put the chocolate chips in the refrigerator. That way they're nice and cold, and while you're putting them into your cookie, when they're fresh out of the oven, they're not going to melt. The first couple of times I tried this, all of the little toes melted, and I ended up with kind of a glob. So let's get these in. Be careful not to burn yourself on the tray. I actually did that once too. And now one of these is trying to escape. Oh, they're both trying to escape. Let's go with professional cookie baking. Just give them a little push while the dough is warm, and they'll go right in. So you get the idea of how to go ahead and decorate each one of these. We'll do one more because I have a couple left over in my hand. We'll just plop them in there. Good. Now your little indented areas, I melted the rest of the chocolate. I melted it in the microwave, and about 10 or 15 seconds each time, I would go in and stir it up and then put it in for another 10 seconds and stir it up. You have to do it in small blocks of time, otherwise your chocolate's going to scorch. And you want it nice and smooth so that you can make the little pad of your bobcat cookie. So just gently put it in. I sort of put mine, not really triangular, but almost like that to make it look like the little foot of the cat. If you just want to put a little circle in there, you can do that too. So let's try this one. Just kind of smooth it in. And you can go back with a knife and smooth them out and make them as pretty as you like. You get the idea. Let me do this one more for you. There. I'll finish the tray up and then I'll show them to you when I'm all done. Are you ready for the unveiling? Aren't they cute? Look at how gorgeous they are. These cute little toes. Now you can put them with the point down to make it more like a pad, or you can put it with the little chocolate pieces pointing up so that it looks more like little toenails. Whatever you decide, I'm sure it's going to be delicious. These are great with tea, with coffee. Personally, I like them with a big glass of ice cold milk right out of the refrigerator. Well, I hope you give this a try. I really want to see your own creations of the Paw Print cookie. And if you'd like more recipes, I have a lot of them on my channel. And I certainly would appreciate that you share this and maybe even give it a little thumbs up if you like it, because it does help YouTube circulate my videos. So thank you so much. I will see you again very soon, and happy baking. Bye.